Well, you know, if that doesn't get your blood pumping with pride in this organization, I don't know what will. What a year we have had. Ladies and gentlemen, words simply cannot express how glad I am to be here with all of you today to kick off our 122nd National Convention, right here, online, and in person. We are back. While the collective we is back and the world continues to slowly return to normal, the truth is the VFW and auxiliary members never went anywhere. We never quit doing what we do best, serving others no matter what it takes. I must take a moment to recognize the post, district, and department commanders here today, because each of you raised your hand and took an oath of obligation to lead this organization in the midst of the pandemic. You did an unbelievable job, and we thank you. Also, a big shout out to our National Council of Administration for adapting to the challenges and completing the business of the VFW in ways never done before. None of us could have anticipated the huge challenges that we faced over the last year and a half. Heck, I'm not even sure we could have anticipated the tremendous success in which we met and overcome these challenges, but we did. We knew that we had posts that were not going to make it without some assistance. The VFW Foundation, along with the VFW headquarters, provided post-pandemic grants to the tune of $1 million, and we didn't turn down one grant request. In many ways, America's veterans, service members, their families, and our communities are depending on the vital support of the VFW more now than ever. And you continue to rise to the occasion at every echelon. Your selflessness, strength, tenacity, resolve were absolutely remarkable. And that, combined with your ability to adapt to the rapidly changing conditions, was nothing short of amazing. They say when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and that's exactly what you did. When our disabled veterans assembly centers they were shut down due to COVID, putting a halt to the production of our ever-important Buddy Poppies, posts all across this great country stepped up in a big way. VFW and auxiliaries, cooties, VFW riders, local communities stepped up by assembling those much-needed Buddy Poppies. Through your efforts, we assembled nearly 10 million poppies. This was just the beginning. I'm pleased to report that for this past year, a COVID year, a year of the lockdown, the VFW again stepped up by working in our local communities, opening your post for blood drives, food banks, and vaccination centers. When others hunkered down to wait it out, you rolled up your sleeves, and wherever there was a need, you answered the call. You donated over $34 million and 5 million selfless hours of good, hard service to others, proving once again that your VFW posts are, in fact, the pillars of our communities. Across this nation and around the world, you banded together to identify the emergent and growing needs within your communities and delivered on those needs, overcoming obstacles all along the way. when the elderly and at-risk residents of your communities were threatened with a lack of basic necessities, you said, "Not on our watch." You mobilized members to deliver much-needed food, water, supplies to ensure residents did not go without basic necessities. And when local first responders were faced with a lack of protective gear needed to continue the work and to do that work safely, you said, "Not on our watch." You mobilized to sew hundreds, and in some cases, thousands of masks to ensure safety and well-being of others. When the schools transitioned to virtual learning, the children of our nation so strongly rely on sponsored meals at their school were suddenly faced with the possibility of hunger. You said, "Not on our watch," mobilizing to prepare and deliver meals to our nation's youth to ensure they would not go hungry. And when your fellow veterans were threatened with adverse psychological effects brought on by quarantine and isolation, you said, "Hell no, not on our watch." You mobilized to do safety, buddy checks, virtual hangouts to ensure the mental well-being of your brothers and sisters in arms. COVID has left its mark on all of us, and heartbreakingly, it claimed the lives of many of our friends, family members, comrades, and colleagues. Please know that our thoughts and prayers continue to be with each of you who have suffered great loss over these many months, and the entire VFW family stands with you, shares in your grief, and wishes you continued healing and comfort. I would also like to acknowledge the work of the invaluable professionals that are the VFW headquarters and Washington office staff. They displayed great strength and adapted to a forward-thinking approach to operations, assuring that the VFW programs and services continued uninterrupted. Adjutant General Kevin Jones, Quartermaster General Deborah Anderson, and Executive Director B.J. Lawrence successfully navigated uncharted territories, working diligently to ensure the operational guidance, and they were able to adapt as needed to continue our mission. This resulted in many virtual VFW firsts, to include the election of officers, legislative conference, national council meetings, national veteran service training, and a spectacular VOD parade of winners, just to name a few. Our national veteran service representatives never faltered, despite the lack of face-to-face opportunities to hone their skills and meet with veterans seeking assistance. Moving to a virtual environment, they continued their virtual work on behalf of America's veterans and continued to uphold their title as the best in the business. Despite a global pandemic, they forged ahead and recouped more than $9.7 billion. That's right, billion. $9.7 billion in VA disability compensation benefits last year alone. Our national legislative team, despite many restrictions on the Hill, continued successfully to influence and lobby our nation's lawmakers to pass important legislation resulting in victories, like expanding coverage to veterans exposed to Agent Orange, extending VA employment programs to veterans of all generations, providing relief to student veterans, expanding programs aimed at curbing veterans' homelessness and suicide. And now, their muscle is behind passing a comprehensive package aimed at unprecedented access to care and compensation for all veterans exposed to toxic substances. In fact, I implore you to join us in this effort. Right now, I need you all, every one of you, to pull out your smartphones. Please point them, your cameras, towards the screens. Hopefully there will be a QR code that will be displayed. This will take you to our action alert, where you can let Congress know of your support of this vital legislation. And for those that have downloaded the VFW Events app, you just received a push notification containing the same code. If you do not receive the QR code and have not downloaded the app, please visit vfw.org/cost and take action. That's vfw.org/cost, C-O-S-T. Please take action. Do it now or do it later, but please, please do it today. Our veterans have waited long enough. You have waited long enough for this comprehensive package. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout a crippling global pandemic, the VFW's mission never slowed or ceased. And we again proved that no one does more for veterans. Comrades, I stand before you, humbled, and I can honestly tell you that in my 30 years of being a member of the VFW, I have never been more proud to serve alongside you and say we are the VFW. Of course, we couldn't do all that we've done without the help of a few good friends. I'd like to recognize Sport Clip Haircuts. Their continued commitment to student veterans through their support of VFW Sport Clips Help a Hero Scholarship provides scholarships totaling over $9 million since we started. I'd like to recognize Jesse James Dupree and the Burger King franchisees who, through their support of Unmet Needs program, continues to make certain that veterans have roofs over their head and food on the table, with grants totaling over $12 million. And to Prasad Reddy and his team at Twisted X, thank you for helping ensure success of America's youth through your commitment to the Youth Scholarship Program. I also want to recognize and thank my leadership team. Senior Vice Commander Fritz Mihalchek and Junior Vice Commander Tim Borland and my auxiliary counterpart, Sandy Onsweater, it has been an honor and pleasure to serve alongside both of you. Lastly, but most importantly, I want to thank my beautiful bride, Beth. Thank you for your support, always and forever. I love you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm truly humbled to have served as your Commander-in-Chief for this past year. I've said it before, and I'll say it again anytime I get a chance. Never have I been more proud to serve alongside such an extraordinary group of people. This last year is one we'll never forget for a number of reasons, but most especially because we experienced the strength of the VFW, the strength of you. You are the VFW. And there's not a greater group of selfless individuals in the world. Again, thank you for all you have done, for what you continue to do, and for all that you will do for veterans. Now let's have a great convention.